Okay, so now we're going to talk about gadgets. As you can see, we're here back at the back end. You'd want to click, if you were somewhere else, you would click design and then page elements, and you'd be looking at something like this here in the back end of Blogger. And here's your page, and it's the basic layout of your page. Your blog post will end up here. You have room to add gadgets right here. Right now we have three gadgets. We have an archiving, an about me, and a followers gadget. But I want to add a little bit more to here. So at the bottom, well, first let me show you how you can move these. If you want to add your say I want to add my followers to show up at the bottom of my blog, we'll just click over here and drag, and then I'm gonna go below where it says Add Gadget. Basically, that's where the boxes are available into moving things. So I'm gonna move that down there. I'm gonna move my archives to the right, and I'm gonna add a gadget over here. Say I want to add an RSS feed here. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to get me an RSS feed. I'm actually going to grab this guy here. See how I went in there, and this is what an RSS feed, and I can blog about that later if you are unaware of what a RSS feed is here. But this is the feed from my blog. Go in here. I gotta find that window again. It's right here. Feed URL. I'll paste it in there. Continue. Retrieving feed, and it's got it, and you see here it's got my blog title, it's got all the posts. And you could do this for most websites have RSS feeds, anything that you'd want your students or any of your readers to look at regularly, whether maybe you're interested in maybe you want them to keep more up to date on current events. You can have them on the New York Times, all the New York Times subsections, Washington Post maybe, USA Today, the Valley Morning Star if you want to keep it on a local angle, the Statesman, etc. San Antonio News Express, to keep them up to date on current events. You can go ahead and put that on your blog. There's all sorts of great other websites that could be utilized as a tool. And let's take a look at that, how that looks right there. See on my left, because this column is pretty skinny, it's lined it up pretty narrow here on the left column, and I don't necessarily like that. So what I'll do is I'll actually try moving this over here, and then I'll see how that looks. Now click preview. You can also do that, expand, and see. Okay, that's got a little bit more room. And now you have your RSS feed. People can see what's going on that website and get an idea of what they can look for. And it's just a good way to share news without having to do a whole lot. And it's a good way to keep adding content to your blog without having to always be posting. There's other gadgets you can add. You can add a pages tool, and pages are a way of organizing different types of content and making them easy to use. Maybe if you want to put your lesson plans or your syllabus on a separate page, or if you want to put your contact information on another special page. That's generally something that you'd like to, that is something good to do. Right now I don't have any pages created, but I'll create the option here, and we can go ahead and preview that. And see, right here is the home tab, and if you go ahead, and I'll show you how to create a page later, you can have the other page would show up here. The next page would show up here. Say you've had an about me, you can have that go right here instead of on the blog over here. Contact me for parents. You could have a message to parents about the blog, or about your class, and then that's where pages would show up here. It's a nice look to have it here at the top. It's a pretty standard for websites. Other gadgets you can add. It's just really something you want to really go ahead and play with. You could post your stats there. You could have a search box. Search boxes are pretty good. I just want my search box just to be searching this blog. You could also have it search this blog and things that are linked on your page. So it's just basically, you could narrow it down to just content that's covered on your blog. So if you are an art teacher and you're teaching your kids specific things in art, either composition or pointillism or sculpturing, only things that you've blogged about, when they search that, it'll show up just that content in their Google search. So again, it's a good way to keep your students looking at the right types of material, the things that you deem appropriate for the subject that you're teaching, which is one of the advantages of blogging. Other gadgets. Let's just go with let's look at the most popular. There's the YouTube gadget. I have that one. You can have an events tag, calendar. You can have you can link to your Flickr account, your Twitter account, your Picasa account. You could do polls. Let's add a poll to our website. Polls. Manage your polls. Question. You like Blogger? Love it. I hate it. It looks like you have the option to allow visitors to select multiple answers or not. Just want them to select one, so I'm not going to check that. Save. Okay. So I guess okay, there's checkout box. We can make sure that this is active. I think it'd be best to expand this. Date. Okay, now we have our poll showing up. Save. And our poll's going to show up here. Let's look at our preview real quick. Oh no. Let's try saving, viewing the blog regularly. Okay. So here again, there's your poll. It's another example of how the kinds of gadgets you can have in your blogger and what kinds of different things you can do. And again, there's a limitless amount of blogger gadgets that you can search through and through. You want to see my results. It shows up right there. It's a pretty nice little tool in terms of getting interaction out of your blog. And that's really what you want to do. You want to communicate with people, and that's what blogging is all about. So again, gadgets are a great way to add content and update your blog, and to add interaction and the kind of Web 2.0 tools that you really want to achieve in blogging.